Today is Wednesday, so we're going to be talking about a TV series, and this one is titled Fargo. Fargo is an original FX series. Um, I think the first season came out in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, the show does run under the same title as the movie Fargo. So if you guys haven't seen Fargo, I think that one came out in like 19 here. I started pulling up stuff on my tablet. That way I could give you guys some facts for now on. That way I'm just not running on whatever information is at the top of my head. Anyways, the Fargo film came out in 1996. It did win 2 Oscars, one for Best Supporting Actress by Frances McDormand, and then it did win another Oscar for Best Writing by Joel and Ethan Coen, the Coen brothers. The 1996 film does star William H. Macy, Steve Buscemi, Frances McDormand, and I just want to tell you guys, as far as their performance in this movie is amazing. Because usually with movies or a TV show, it kind of takes a little bit for character development, kind of get to know the character and who he is, what their intentions are. And in this film, it's like right away, these actors show you, sort of explain to you who they are, what they are, but without, right off the bat telling you like who they are and what they are, if that makes sense. Like you know exactly what kind of person they are, what their intentions are, and everything just by watching them on the screen. So I really appreciate that from actors and stuff. And this movie is a little slow. The pacing is a little bit slow, but it's a classic freaking movie. You gotta watch it. It's by the Coen brothers. They made No Country for Old Men and The Big Lebowski. Those are like their famous ones. But yeah, and Fargo's another famous one that they did. So if you guys haven't checked that movie out, check it out. That way when you go and watch the TV series, you're not sort of like you're not sort of, lost. So you're not lost on like the setting and everything and what it's about. It's just the movie is just about a sheriff trying to find a guy who blackmailed his father-in-law and had his wife kidnapped. It's a pretty twisted plot. I don't want I kind of give it away already, but you still got to go watch it, okay? It's one of those you got to be there moments, okay? The series, however, when I watched it, I saw the movie first, but when I saw the series, I was kind of excited because it takes place in sort of the same setting, and everybody has, those northern nice accents, oh, hey there, how's it going? They're, rude in a polite way and everything. This series, though, really took me by surprise because of the production value, the actors they got to use, because usually with TV series, they get upcoming actors and everything. But here you have familiar faces like Billy Bob Thornton, Martin Freeman, and you got Colin Hanks in here, and you got Allison, I'm going to butcher her name. No, Allison Tolman. And she plays like I'll explain the characters a little bit, but Allison Tolman, she comes out in the first season and she plays like a sheriff who you freaking end up loving her, because she is such a nice and honest person, and she really just wants to do the right thing in the series. And Billy Bob Thornton is the one who helps Martin Freeman get away with murdering his wife. And you find that out in season 1, so I didn't give too much away, but I won't give the rest away. And it's just, a sheriff looking for the killers and who was involved and everything. But the thing that I really enjoyed about this show was the side characters that they add in as well. They do not hold back when it comes to their acting abilities. And, the writing is so great. There's plenty of suspense and thrills in this series, that you won't lose interest in it. And that's the thing that I really appreciate. And that's the problem that I have trouble with when watching a TV series, is that I lose interest in it because it becomes very slow. You got the whole character development thing, like in the middle of the series, usually how I see that TV series start off with is right off the bat, they start off with something exciting, and then in the middle of it, it gets kind of boring, and then towards the end, it gets exciting again. This, however, for me, the whole Fargo series, like as far as each season, is exciting. Every episode is exciting, and never cease to it never ceases to surprise you and excite you, you know. So in each season, the characters are different, and the setting is different. So don't get too attached to the characters, you know, from the first season. We'll go into the more of the second season, which is my favorite season of the series so far. It's amazing. It's great. It has Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson is known for he stars in Watchmen. He also stars in the Conjuring series, you know, which is freaking amazing series. I personally love that series. It also has Kirsten Dunst. It has Fat Damon, Jesse Plemons. People on Reddit, they call him Fat Damon a lot. It's hilarious. It has Gene Smart in it, Kristen Milioti. And Kristen Milioti is one of those upcoming actresses. She is amazing in this one, and she plays like a cool, calm, collective wife. She plays Patrick Wilson's wife in here, and he plays the sheriff. And you love Patrick Wilson because he's a super nice guy, super good guy, but he's also a badass. He's not scared. He has no fear, and you love him for it in this series. You really fall in love with this character, man. He's freaking awesome. Kirsten Dunst, however, ends up killing a person that's in a mob family. You know, they're like a mob, and he's part of it, and she ends up running him over and ends up killing him, you know, eventually. And him and Jesse Plemons are trying to get away with it. And Patrick Wilson, I'm throwing a bunch of names at you guys, I'm sorry. Patrick Wilson, the sheriff, is trying to find who killed him, you know, because he's been missing. Nobody knows where he's at. And the thing is that Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons, they're not bad people. You know, they just got in this mix, and it drives their marriage apart eventually in the series. And you kind of feel bad for him because it's like they're just regular people that got caught up in a shitty situation, and they're just doing their best to try to stay out of jail and try not to get killed by the mob family, you know. But like I said, you know, it's a classic, you know, bad guy, you know, cop chasing murders, finding murders, and but the side characters and everybody that's involved within the series makes it so much makes it so interesting that the plot alone doesn't have to be so complex, you know, which I appreciate. You know, you don't really you don't have to worry about missing much. It's not a mind-bending kind of thrill, you know. So, but that's what I appreciate. They keep it old school. They, you know, keep it the same as the film. Really, I think they do an amazing job in the second season alone. It was my favorite, probably because of Patrick Wilson's character, and then Nick Offerman, who plays Ron Swanson in Parks and Recreation. He comes out and plays a really good part. You know, it's a great cast, ensemble cast. I loved them. Everybody in there was amazing. I don't want to take too long talking about the second season. We'll get to the third season, which has Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know, that plays as twins. You know, Edwin McGregor. He plays these twins, and they kind of get it in the mix up as far as like for business and stuff. One of them's like, well, you know what? I don't want to tell you because I don't want to give it away. But you got is her last name Carrie Coon? Yeah, her last name is Coon. Well, okay. Carrie Coon comes out in it. She plays Gloria. She's one of the cops that's looking, like I said, you know, and every series it starts off with a killing, and it starts off with the sheriff looking for the killers and everybody involved. And This one particularly, it's a little bit more complex, the story, but holy crap, it's still freaking interesting. David Thewlis, I want to say, he plays the antagonist in this one, and holy shit, he's freaking crazy in here, and he has so much little character details in there that it trips me out, you know? And I really appreciate it. He plays like a bulimic. His teeth are all rotten. He's always picking at his teeth with like a big old stick or whatever. He's freaking weird, makes you uncomfortable, but at the same time, he's smart. He's someone you should definitely fear in that world, you know, in the world he plays in, because, you know, one phone call, boom, could get you killed. He's really not the guy who does all the dirty work. He's really the guy that has people do the dirty work for him, and he's freaking smart in the thing, and he trips me out. Okay, let's talk about Mary Elizabeth Winston, who plays in Final Destination 3. I don't know if you guys seen those films. Those are freaking twisted horror films. But anyway, she comes out on the third Final Destination. So she also comes out in Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and she stars in 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I thought was a freaking good thriller movie. Anyway, she's an amazing actress. In this one, you really get to see, you know, because at first she's just like a pretty face. Doesn't really do much as a character, but later on, you see her get more gritty. You see her become more of a badass, and that's something that I really appreciate, because it takes, you know, you really see the whole development with her in each episode, you know, as you go along the season, which is something I really appreciate. I love seeing that character development within the series, but also at the same time be very interesting. You know what I mean? So this film, or this series, you are able to watch it on Hulu. So if you are subscribed to Hulu, I suggest you guys watch this series, Fargo. Don't miss it. It's freaking awesome. It's very interesting. Great thriller. It has plenty of suspenseful and thrilling moments in it. So don't worry about, you know, it's not like crazy action, but there's like, holy shit, did that just happen kind of moments. And I love series like that. The reason I'm talking about this series in this episode is because the 4th season is coming out this month, September 27th, and I'm super excited because it's starring Chris Rock, and I think it takes place in like the 50s or 60s, I can't remember, 1950s, and he plays like African American, the head of a African American crime syndicate. So to see Chris Rock, you know, this huge comedic actor, successful comedic actor, go from like, you know, funny movie to like, let's say Grown Ups or something like that, you know, to a freaking serious role. You know, it's you don't see it very often. You know, I'm a huge Chris Rock fan. I think he's hilarious. He's a smart guy, super crazy. So I'm very excited to see him play like a serious role, you know, in this series. And I think the 4th season looks very interesting. I can't wait to see it. We also got another great actor, Timothy Olyphant, and he plays, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Justified, but that's another TV series. I really started paying attention to him when I saw the Crazies movie, and that was like one of those thriller horror movies that didn't really get much attention, but it is freaking good and it's interesting. So definitely check that out. He's great. So I'm really excited for season 4. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I mean, it's an FX original series, you know, they got the whole series from the movie Fargo. Definitely check this one out. You guys will not be sorry. Very, very exciting series, definitely. So Friday, we're going to talk about a video game. I do not know which one. I did want to talk about Ghost of Tsushima, but I haven't finished it, and I feel like I can't do it, you know, much. I can't justify the whole game, you know, if I haven't played the whole game, you know, but so far it's great. I'm going to figure it out by Friday. Don't worry about it. So make sure you guys tune in on Friday for video game day. And yeah, we'll wrap it up right there. Watch Fargo. You guys will not regret it. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. This Friday, also, season 2 of The Boys comes out. So be looking out for that if you guys are interested in that. I talked about it in one of my earlier episodes. And then you also got the Mulan remake, Disney remake coming out too, and that's coming out on Disney Plus. I think even though you're a subscriber, you still have to pay $30 to see the film. I don't know why they did that. You know, you're already paying for Disney Plus. It's kind of dumb. But they do got to make their money back from the movie. I understand that, you know, with the theaters being closed down because of Corona. But yeah, you guys definitely look out for Mulan. I'm going to check it out. Oh, and I did see Tenet. Great film. I thought it was a mind-bending thriller. I would recommend it, you know, but I would recommend that you see it twice if you can. You know, that way you have a better understanding of what the hell's going on. But anyways, I'm just gonna leave it off that. I'll save Tenet for another episode. You guys have a good one. I'll see you on Friday, and yeah, we'll wrap it up.